We are day 2 of cabinet building. So if you missed yesterday's video, I'll leave the card for you. You want to make sure you watch that one first before today's episode, because today we're putting on toe kicks, interior shelf. We've built some doors that we're going to install. These shaker cabinets are going to look amazing when we're done. The whole process of working on this kitchen renovation has been so exciting so far, and I'm feeling incredibly confident after we built that first base cabinet yesterday, and just finishing the final touches on it today is going to just really help me get on the roll here of getting the more challenging cupboard next, which will be a drawer system. Okay, I'm on a roll. We're gonna finish these up today. When we cut the bottom base piece of the cabinet, we actually cut 2 of that same size, knowing that I would put a shelf in it. So what we wanna do is actually shorten the depth of the shelf, and so we have the same length of the wood, the width of our cabinet, and we wanna cut it back about 4.5 inches, so it's a shallower shelf than the actual bottom of the base.
It goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day. I would give a lot to get away.
It's so sturdy.
Yeah,
It's the most sturdy thing I think I've ever built. Just that crib jig really helps everything be.
well, and the glue, you got the super strong wood glue,
I did.
you know, the wear and tear.
It said pro on it, and I was
Yeah,
like, it's gotta be better.
This is the one I have to use.
The marketing tactic on it that said the word pro.
Oh yeah, it's so.
Won me over.
Oh, it almost has my name on it.
Almost.
I got the curtains up.
I think the backside.
I guess it would be nice if you could interrupt.
Any other way now. So fun.
It's a day like this. It's a day I really would have missed. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years.
Okay, so then our ripples are gonna go at the back, leaving the front seamless. I'm gonna put wood glue in it first. I'm drawing the lines inside where I want the height of my shelf. If I put wood glue on it, then we're gonna have to move it around to the
That's okay. I'll
back
carry
side.
it and then.
Okay, trying to not get it everywhere, but
I don't know if that's possible.
I know, right? It was so messy. This part needs to be the front. Okay? It's okay, I got the cloth ready. Make it inside it. We're going to get glue.
Not really.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new. Whatever it was that held me back, I'm sure it wasn't true. Holding on too long and unresolved questions hold you down.
I was gonna talk to it and tell it not to shift. Then I remembered I was on camera. With that?
Oh yeah, that's amazing. I love the chunky style to it.
Yeah, that makes it look a lot more professional, I feel like. Just a really finalized look, and when it's all painted and everything, and we have the kind of the paintable caulking all in the seams and everything before I paint it, it's gonna be amazing. And sanded, of course. Doors?
Doors, love. Oh my.
This is really, I'm really thrilled with this. It's so sturdy. Like,
hard as wood.
Hard as wood, babe.
We put the countertop lid on and we have to cut it and put it on now. We're like, oh no, it has to go on.
We have the cupboard actually pulled out away from the wall because we were just trying to gauge exactly where everything was going to be. So this will be pushed back so we don't have it sitting in the right spot. But we want to cut this. It's going to be the exact same dimensions of the top of this cabinet, and it's just going to overhang on the front a little bit because we still have to have our doors. So we're gonna take the plunge and cut this right now, and then the piece we cut off of this is the size will need to be cut again, but for the size it will go on the other side. Since these are freestanding, we can do this step right now and then build our doors. 37 1/4, dead on. Quarter.
Let's tape it at
Yeah.
the 37 1/4.
1/4. I'm gonna do a million lines going up here because then the line we make will be perfect. So a little trick we learned when we were doing the countertop for the camper build was to put the painter's tape over the areas we were going to cut to help keep a really nice clean cut line. Hopefully they did a nice square cut on the end.
Let's leave the past behind. Walk with me. There's something else we need to find. Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new. Me and you.
We just ripped the frame of the door so we could insert the face of the door inside and do a box frame for the door. And Elysia's just measuring out our
Actual like top and side sills for the door because we're making a shaker style cabinet, and then inserted into these grooves is going to be 1/4" MDF. And we got a really high grade MDF because we didn't want it really particly and we wanted it to be really, really smooth. So we invested in the extra cost of having the better quality MDF, and it's going to paint really nicely when we're done because it has no texture at all. So I'm going to cut these 4 pieces, a top, a bottom, and 2 sides, and then we'll be able to measure what size the MDF needs to be to fit into our grooves here to create a rectangle. My cupboard doors are 30 inches tall, and then we've customized the width of them to accommodate the actual custom size cabinet that we've done, which is just over 18 inches on ours.
Let's find something new. Me and you.
In order to know what size I need the MDF, I'm going to remove this top piece. We have it butted up where those would be flush if they were there. So without disturbing it, I can measure. So I want my MDF to fit in there and fit in there. So if I go 14 inches,
yeah.
okay? I know that it needs to be just longer than 25 to fit into my grooves. So if I go, so I'm gonna say 25 and a half. I think 25 and a half should be great.
Yeah, I think that's plenty.
Okay, so by 25 and a half. So that is the size of the MDF.
Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand.
They're ready to assemble the shaker style cabinets, and we bought some actual clamps that are for cabinet making that go up to 36 inches, so we were able to do these the size that we need for our actual cabinet, and we still have some variants for other ones we're going to do. I'm going to fill the sills here with wood glue.
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds. Because without you by my side, I would be stuck here on the ground.
I also need wood glue on the ends here, right?
Yeah, just for that extra stability.
Or for the extra mess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of it.
I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day, and I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high.
So what I'm at right now is I have my 2 shaker style cabinets. I have yet to sand these, but what I want to do before I actually sand any of my wood filler or my wood glue that spilled over on it, I want to do a little bit more prep work and work on putting on some of these concealed hinges. And these are a little bit difficult to do. In the past, I've been intimidated by these fancier types of hinges, and I've used face front hinges where you can actually see them on the outside of your cabinet, such as our living room cabinets that you saw us build on either side of our fireplace. I actually like the style of being able to see the little gold hinges, but I want them concealed for the kitchen, especially because they're going to be silver. It's my hardware, it won't be silver, so I want to actually hide these. But they have a cup on the back, and so essentially they need to be recessed into the side panel of my door, which is challenging if you don't have the right tool. And so lucky for me, the company Hickory that actually makes these hinges also makes a little mounting kit that comes with a little template that you can use to mark on the side of your cabinet. You can see there's a little ledge here that will fit right along the side here, allowing me to make a tracer for where this actual hinge marks need to be. Amazing little hack. And then it also comes with a bit that can go on my drill here that I'll be able to drill in and know the depth of how deep my cup is going to be will be when this top part of my bit here is flush with the top part of my shaker side cabinet rail. So that's going to give me a really good kind of visual as to how deep, so that I'm not going through the front part of my cabinet. So I have the back part of my cabinets up and the good side of my cabinets facing down. And I've made a little X on both sides so that I know that those are the sides that my hinges need to go on. And I've already decided that I want my hinges approximately 4 inches up from the bottom and 4 inches down from the top. And so I'm going to mark 4 inches. And that's just going to tell me that from the bottom on all of my cabinets, I'm going to leave my little stencil at that 4-inch mark. Then I can use my pencil and follow the little tracer lines. So these are the little holes that my screws will go in. And then this is where the center point of my bit is. You can see on the tip here, there's this really pokey little point there. And that is what goes, when my stencil's not there, in that very center dot there. Okay, so that's gonna give me a really good mark. Now I don't think my pencil, should I do the outside too, Philly?
Sure.
My pencil won't fit in there, it's very thin.
You probably don't need it.
Don't need it? Okay,
yeah,
I'm just gonna follow that dot.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you go up and down, you should be fine.
I feel like I wanted to finish the rest of that stencil. Okay, and then I'm gonna measure again on the same, do the same thing to this end, right at 4 inches. Put my little handy stencil here, right at 4 inches. And mark where my screws will go. And where the center point of that pokey bit is going to go. Now I don't want my cabinet to move while I'm drilling this, so I'm going to clamp down the bottom here. Just give me a little bit of extra security so that my door doesn't spin. And then I'm going to use that center point to actually put in my pocket. What if I mess up on my first door?
This is the dilemma we're having right now because...
Should I try it in a scrap piece? Let me just drill so I can feel what it feels like on a scrap piece.
Perfect.
Because I will rebuild the door if I mess up. Like I said on yesterday's video, nothing too catastrophic can happen, because if I have to redo a step, it's not the end of the world. This is the first time I'm doing this, but I really don't want to wreck my cabinets that dried overnight, so then it's a time constraint. So I'm going to try.
But I think the feeling that you're having right now is a supernatural feeling. I get it all the time. Every time I use a new tool, I'm always like, what if I use it wrong? Which I know I'm going to do. And what if I screw up my work? So
I don't want it to feel choppy. Like sometimes when you use a new bit and it spins, it feels different. And
right.
kind of like hesitant. So okay, I have that. Okay, so trying a test piece was warranted. So I feel a little better about being nervous using it because the first drill hole that we put in, it went all haywire and scurried off and really would have wrecked the side of this cabinet.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Philip tried just to see like how much pressure. And then I did this one that worked. I still need to go a little bit deeper, but now I know what it's gonna feel like. So I'm braided, fingers are crossed.
I can feel your heart beating right now. I can feel it across the room.
Aww.
You got it, love. You got
I'm
it.
on the dot.
Yep. Straight
I'm
up
gonna
and down.
go slow.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not clamped.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so nervous about it being distracted by it that I almost forgot to clamp it.
Maybe I'll hold it too, so it won't budge. Together we got
YouTube family can literally hear my heart beating. I'm sure. Okay. I just need to get a groove going. Sweat. I'm not actually sweating, but my heart's pounding.
Oh, hun, you did so good.
There's just a few little wood pieces, but I'll get those with the knife in a second. Oh, perfect. Okay.
3 more.
I was gonna say 800 more to go. Yeah. Well, today only 3 more, but it's so nerve-wracking.
Well, I mean, not for me.
Not for you. And I know I can build another cabinet, but I don't want to.
I love the after every time. Oh, beautiful, hun. Oh my god.
I get it. Once I get the dust out, then it will lay flat, but I got a lot of...
Are these soft clothes?
It's gonna be really nice. Now that I've made a mess. Okay, so I saw a really neat trick online. Because when you're putting these in, they do tend to spin around in this little cup that we've made. And they won't really stay. So if you're just going to put them there, even though you can see your dots that you made, they're not going to really be perfectly straight, like eyeballing it. You want these to be perpendicular with each other. And so I saw this neat little trick that if you just take any straight board and line up the edge of it, pushing it towards your cup there, and then I'll do the same on this side. Then when they're both there and lined up, that is where I'm going to put my screws. So they are actually now perfect towards each other like that, in the perfect position. Putting them in nice and slow is the best option. Not dropping it into the cup is the best option.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. Really?
Wow. 3rd time's a charm, love.
I thought they were gonna magnet on a little better than that.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something
I'm
new.
doing the second cabinet before I show you if it worked or not. The suspense is killing you. Did she mess it up or did she kill it on the first cabinet?
Shit. Oh my gosh.
And this is 4 inches from the end, just like the other cabinet. And I know now that I only need the 2 screw holes at the top because the hinges that I had only had 2 screws, not 4. So this company obviously sells the same template with multiple hinges. So
Yeah.
I now know. I'm braver with the second cabinet now with the bit.
All in all, I'm driving in my car, the road is long and full of dust. The landscape changes around me, on and on, I feel unrest.
Wow, that one was the smoothest of them all.
Yeah, you got confidence
4th
now.
time is the charm on that. professional cabinet maker. First day with the new tools.
You're such a pro.
It's so fun, really, building this kitchen because I'm using a lot of materials and little like just bits and jigs and extra things to help guide me that I've never used for any type of woodworking before. And I feel like this is a really big project to use as like a learning curve, but so far haven't had anything happen that I was like, oh, why did I do that? I've been taking my time.
Right.
And although we're filming and making the content, I don't want to rush anything, and I think that it's neat for you guys to see in real time how we're building the kitchen and how long it really takes. Yesterday's video took us for building the base frame that you guys saw, I would say a good 6 hours or so, plus obviously full of editing. And then today we're spending a couple of hours. So really, if we did a full day's work, we could build one full cabinet other than painting and, you know, the prep of actually finishing it at the end. But
Yeah.
I think that's actually great for our first cabinet. And I think we'll get faster as we go, but we are being meticulous with each step. Today we decided we're gonna make a little crest or some type of like emblem plaque that we can put into the cabinets so that if years down the road, I'm sure we're gonna be here, but if we're not, someone is actually like coming in, they're gonna see who made the cabinets and that they're made with love by the English family or whatever we're gonna put on our plaque. But I thought it would be a really cute idea.
On and on, I'm moving on and on, and on, I'm moving on and on, I'm moving on, I'm moving
How many times are we gonna do this tonight? It looks so clean from the inside.
Yeah, that does look
Oh, and
nice
we can adjust these.
on the inside.
I think that maybe
Yeah.
we gotta adjust it so that they're the same perfect height once we put them on.
Right.
Because just like when we built IKEA cabinets before, they had that and it was really nice because even though you put the hinges on the right spot, they were a little up or down and then you just had to move the little mechanism and it made them level out.
Right.
I love it! So right now we have the countertop just resting on top. And it's not sitting exactly where it's going to be against the wall yet because we aren't adhering it to the wall until we get everything lined up in place. And because we need to keep moving the stove kind of like in and out to use it right now where our plug is, it's not sitting where it's going to be level with the thing. So just ignore all of where the placement actually is. And the actual cupboard itself.
Oh my.
It's so nice. And I still have to do sanding, so the doors are going to clip off and I'll be able to do all of the prep work and make sure everything is prepped really nice before painting. But I want to get all of the cabinets built before I do all of that step. But I think overall, it looks so nice. I'm really happy with it and I'm really proud of it. Honestly, I didn't want the cabinets to look cheap. I didn't want them to look like we built them in the end. I wanted them to look professional. And I think that once the step is on where they're actually painted and clear coated and all of those, the beautiful hardware that we've chosen is on it, they really look like they were custom built for this kitchen. And I do really love that we are building our very own cabinets.
Oh my gosh, honey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, I really love this chunky 1x2 that we put on the front of the shelf because I feel like it really gave it a high-end look on the inside. Not that it matters really what the inside of your cupboard looks like, but when you store your beautiful pots and pans that you have, or if you have like aesthetically pleasing looking kitchen gear that you're gonna use, you want it to be organized and displayed really nicely and have that like interior look when you open it up and it just looks really put together and really clean.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm gonna get that look. And so right now, what I want to do before I get to painting or prepping is the bottom seam here that goes on either side is going to get some paintable caulking in it. Same with the top ledge there. That way you won't be able to see actually where the wood joins on any of those spots. There's no gaps, but just to make a really nice clean line before we actually put the paint and stuff in it. YouTube family, what do you think? I think they're pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of them, so.
Wow, shut them. I want to see. Oh, so clean, hun.
And we have the toe kick all finished. The interior shelf for this one is done. And this one is going to house my pots and pans. And by pans, I just mean like frying pans and everything. All my bakeware and cooking for actual baking and stuff will be in the baking pantry. But I think this is going to be a perfect spot to be able to organize it. And I am going to make some additional accessory holding things inside to hold pot lids and things like that. But this is the basis of the first cabinet of our kitchen cabinet carcass completely built. So tomorrow, the challenge will be to build the cabinet that's going to go to the left of my stove here. And this is going to be incredibly challenging because there's going to be 3 drawers on this drawer system that's going to be there. This cabinet is a completely custom size. It's going to have the 3 drawers. I've never built drawers before, never installed drawer runners, and this is going to be completely new to do something more challenging than this one, which is why I wanted to start with the most simple cabinet that we're going to be building. So on to more challenging and more complicated builds. Stay tuned for tomorrow. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you're subscribed. If you missed yesterday's video, go back, check it out so you can be part of this series while we build all of these cabinets. I love you guys. Thank you for cheering me on, and I will see you tomorrow.
Wow, babe. It's incredible.
I can't wait to paint it, but I know I need to wait and then sand everything at the end. And we obviously have to drill the cabinet to put it exactly where it's going to go on the wall. I still have to prep the color of our hardware.
Oh, it's amazing.
Stove is currently housing the internet system, so we can post the videos until our new internet comes.